Okay, guys, open your books for the first time and let's see what you think.
All right. Checkmate. Apparently expert entertainment by the New York Times Book Review.
Ooh, it's big.
Yeah, it is big. How many pages is it? I'm not reading anything.
Well, we've got our typical introduction about the Olivetti typewriter. An author's note. I don't know if I should read the author's note. Sometimes those have been giving away. Maybe you look at it quick, Laura.
Yeah, let me look at it because I haven't actually ever opened this edition before, so I don't even know what's in it.
5 parts.
Oh yeah, this is fine. This is fine to look at.
Okay. Ooh, we've got a big old map of northern France and the Low Countries.
It's 763 pages.
Whoo!
All right. So not too much. Like the little insert has England with only London, Berwick, and Hexham, and no Scotland at all in it, which makes me think we're going to be in France for the whole book. Maybe? Or France and the Low Countries.
Luxembourg.
Well, I have a friend who lives in Luxembourg. Brittany, Normandy, Low Countries.
Well, the good news is that there's no map of Russia.
That's true. That is good news.
But they do have Rome marked off. I mean, that might just be as a sort of marker, but usually when these cities are mentioned, or the cities that are put on the maps, they're at least mentioned in some sort of capacity in these books. So
it's interesting that the Piedmont area is highlighted or sort of drawn out in that insert map with like right by Lyon and Marseille. I wonder if Marta and Jarrett are going to come back to France like through Marseille or something. Like something's going to happen around like that Marseille, Lyon, Piedmont area.
where is Sevigny? I don't see it on the map.
Oh, that's a good question. Is it a real place?
Yeah.
I don't know if this 70 is the real place though, because this is like the name of a house.
Yeah.
We have Nantes, which is where Jarrett Blythe is from.
Jarrett what?
Jarrett's from Nantes.
Oh, I thought you said Jarrett's wife was from, and I was like, he doesn't have a wife.
There's Rouen, where we had that lovely processional with the
with the
elephants that tried to kill Mary.
I would just love to do a Lymond France adventure. I did Paris, but I haven't been to all these other cities where they actually spend more time.
Yeah. Paris is the only city I've been to in
France. You can read the dedication and the author's note if you want. There's not. It's
okay. Dedication, author's note.
The verse quoted at the head of each chapter is taken from the prophecies of Michael Nostradamus. Ooh, prophecy.
Interesting.
But it looks like they're not in English. That's as far as I'm going. I don't want to look at chapter 1 yet, but Lipard laissé à ciel extend son huile, un aigle autour des soleils voit s'ébattre. So French, I think, and soleil is sun, and that's about all I know. Is that French or is that something else?
It's French. It's old French, or not old French, but it's early Renaissance French. They are translated in one of the Lymond companions if we want to know what they mean.
I mean, if they're prophecies, that's interesting.
Yeah. Which book was it that had the quotes at the beginning that really did have, was it?
The first two had it.
Yeah. So maybe we've gone back to having like applicable quotes.
We've never really spoken about the images that are on the front of each book, because this one is very interesting and evocative. So I get for the Ringed Castle, the sort of lone wolf signifies Russia, and sort of maybe like Lymond trying to like seal himself off and be a loner. But
yeah,
I didn't really think about any of the other book covers. So
this is ominous.
mm-hmm.
Seriously ominous. I mean, the illustration detail, it's stained glass is what it looks like. I wonder if it's an actual piece of stained glass or if it's an illustration that's made to look like stained glass.
Probably something actual that they took, but I don't know for sure. I mean, the title is also ominous, Checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Actually, let me show you guys something. I think now's a good time to show it. I got this artwork that's now on my wall.
Ooh.
We're going on a tour of Laura's apartment.
This is a print of one of the other covers of Checkmate, actually signed by the artist, Andrew Gill something. But yeah, he's selling these prints on his website. I'll put a link. But I thought this cover was beautiful. Obviously, like Lymond in silhouette with the sunset.
Oh, sunset. That's also a bit ominous.
Is that almost looks like a phoenix, like rising from a hourglass?
An hourglass.
Is that a rock with an hourglass on it? What is that?
Yeah, and it's got a pair of scissors, I think, for fate.
Oh.
Oh, cutting the string of fate. Boy, that's a lot of death imagery.
Yeah, and that cover actually was done in collaboration with Dunnett when she was alive. So she had input into what was on it.
That is very ominous. That does not bode well for this book. Oh my goodness.
Well, you know it's an ending. You just don't know what kind of ending it's going to be.
I mean, checkmate could be a victory. Like, doesn't have to be a defeat.
All right. Well, I don't want you to get spoiled by digging any further, so we'll talk.
Oh no, no character list again.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's probably for the best. I want to be surprised. So when Dante Hunter shows up in page 428, I'll be like, oh,
he's back, your friend.
If that really happens and it's actually page 428, I will be going to buy a lottery ticket later.
If Dante Hunter shows up in this book at all,
I know it's not going to happen, but
dinner.
And Liamro, I want Liamro to come back. I hope he shows up a little bit.
He just said like, oh, book 2 is like one of the weaker ones, but we love Liamro.
Yeah. He was mentioned in book 5.
Mm-hmm.
He was mentioned.
Yeah, he was mentioned. I think this is actually a good question. Who are characters that we want to show up in book 6? I definitely want Marta and Jarrett. Flip and Lymond, I think, are given. Syllabus, I think.
Syllabus?
I can't talk. His mother is a given. Richard, hopefully. Although he seems to be kind of stuck in Scotland.
I highly doubt Richard wouldn't be in this book. So
yeah, that's true. It would be weird if he wasn't. But what are some side characters? Is there anybody you hope will show up?
Archie, he's been gone for a bit for this last book. Archie. As much as I can't stand her, I want Margaret Lennox to be in this book, because if there's no sort of conclusion to that story, I'll be like, what happened there? So
I 100% agree with that. Like, I don't want the end of Green Castle to be the end of Lymond and Margaret Lennox's story. Like, that would be unsatisfying.
I wonder if a lot of the French characters will come back, like King Henri and Anne de Montmorency, Diane de Poitiers.
Who was the guy who was kind of sleeping with Lymond?
Oh, one of those 4 lords.
Yeah, the 4 guys. Yeah, it was one of their. That would be a wrinkle, you know.
Dongen and Son.
Dongen, yeah.
Yeah. And although she's dead, I really, really would like to know what the deal was with the Dame Digitans. You know, like she's so mysterious, and
Yeah.
I hope that we find out, like, okay, what was her deal and what was going on there.
Well, maybe she has some stuff left over. And where was her house in?
Lyon, right?
Lyon, right. So if they go to Lyon, maybe there's, I don't know, stuff or Gautier's stuff, or I don't know.
You can't have your fortune unless you sleep one night in this haunted house.
I mean, that would be a feasible place where they would meet back up with Marta and
Right.
Jarrett, because Marta spent a lot of time in Lyon already.
Yeah. So that I hope happens. I don't know. I'm of mixed feelings about whether I want Lymond to get back involved with the French court or not. Like, I kind of hope he doesn't, because I feel like that would take over the book in some ways. Like, I'd rather have him wandering around. I'd like to see St. Mary's come back. I want to see what happens.
Well, remember, they're in a different situation now because they're at war.
Right.
And he can't bring back the Tabby Boy Bala persona, so.
That probably would not fly.
Although he's a vastly different person from when he was Taddy Boy Bala as well, so.
But when he was here before, he was with the Scottish contingent. So they're not at war with Scotland. So
No, they're allied with Scotland.
yeah, so he could definitely still be part of the French court.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to be like just getting wasted all the time. They're going to be busy fighting the war.
Right. No. I meant the court in terms of like all the things surrounding the king, which definitely still exist. So yeah, that would be, I don't know. That seems like it would be a whole bunch of politics, and I kind of hope that if we have a lot of like international politics, that it's, like you said, a little more organically weaved into the story.
Yeah, just a little better integrated. It's done it. There will be international politics, but
Yeah.
And trade. I wouldn't mind if there was no trade, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of trade in this last book.
Yeah, no long lists of, what's in the hull of the boat or whatever.
Right. I don't care what the boat is carrying.
All right, well, don't want you to look any further and get spoiled, but we'll see everyone when we've read the first few chapters.
We'll be back soon.
Bye.
Bye.